Before we begin, I simply want you to acknowledge the weight you've been carrying. For a single woman living in this age, the world can feel like a loud, hectic, confusing, and at times downright unfriendly place. It's clamoring with noise to which there's seemingly no clear, straightforward message. It's blazing with light that offers no warmth. The blue-tinted, unblinking glare of a screen, the endless feed of images and stories of a life for the tiniest nibble of which you hunger, held so close to your face, so immovably close that they feel like stone. I want you to pause, if only for a moment. Feel the frantic pulse of that constant stream of stimulation, of that relentless reaching, of that insatiable hunger. Breathe in deeply and let the breath go. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine a door. It is sturdy, dense, iron-bound, and ancient. Behind it lies a secret staircase leading down, far away from the noise and commotion of the world, and into the cool, limestone silence of a private cellar. Breathe in deeply. As you descend, I want you to feel the temperature drop. Step by step, the air around you changes. It is still. It is peaceful. It is patient. It smells of damp earth and old wood. Memories of a better time and hopes for a brighter future. This is not a dead, empty space. In this room, this hallowed room, things undergo a transformation. They achieve refinement. They become great. You might think that being set aside or forgotten is a failure. Maybe you've been told that time is your enemy and that the clock is running out. But as you find your seat in the dim-lit, sacred cellar, I want you to look around. Notice the rows of green and amber bottles by which you're surrounded. Do not reach for them. Just look. These bottles are not waiting for life to start. They are living a deep, slow, and sophisticated life of which the world above, that from which we've taken our leave, hasn't the foggiest comprehension. In this place, you are not a flighty girl of 15 searching for a boyfriend. You're a vital, beautiful vintage in the making. With that, I'd like to welcome you to the cellar of your soul. Again, I want you to scan the cellar. Look at those peaceful, neatly stacked bottles of wine to which this cool, private place is home. Now, whether you imbibe or not, you've probably heard of tannins. Well, in a young wine, tannins are harsh. They're bitter and sharp. If you were to take a sip of a tannin-heavy wine, it might make you wince and reach instead for a spindrift or a poppy. In a way, this might be how your disappointments feel right now. The ghosting, the unreciprocated rightward swipes, the failed dates, another Valentine's Day spent alone, the sting of rejection, the inquiries from cousins and aunts, the puzzlement of being too much or not enough for the wrong men. These are your tannins. Bitter, pungent, painful, harsh. They make you recoil, cause your eyes to water, your throat to burn. But listen to this. Give the wine some time to mature in the barrel. Don't touch it. I know you want to taste, but for now, just let it be. When you do, you'll notice something happen. A kind of miracle of chemistry transpires. Alchemy, you might even be tempted to say. The bitterness softens. The sharpness transforms into structure. The puckering formlessness turns into body. Are you familiar with the Japanese art of Kintsugi? Forgive my pronunciation, but it's wonderful, truly something to behold. Kintsugi is the ancient art of repairing broken pottery. Using a mixture of lacquer and gold, Japanese potters would recover fragmented shards and bind them together. And maybe the vessel from which you're sipping your wine shattered and it needed to be repaired. Kintsugi would be the way to do it. Imagine this. Every rejection you've suffered, every disappointment to which you've been so unfairly and cruelly subjected, is a crack in that most delicate and precious of vessels, your heart. You might be tempted to conceal these cracks, to make them invisible to everyone forever. I suggest you don't hide them. Don't disguise them. And definitely don't throw away your heart on their accord. Fill them instead with the golden glue of wisdom, of resilience, of courage. A woman in her 30s who has been repeatedly broken and put back together is infinitely more complex, unique, and precious than a girl who has never known a struggle. You're becoming a grand cru of the soul, a vintage with a flavor profile so deep, so complex, so rich, and so rare that only a man of true sophistication and class will be able to appreciate it. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke once wrote about the feeling of being trapped. "It's possible," he said. "I am pushing through solid rock in flint-like layers as the ore lies alone. I am such a long way in, I see no way through and no space. Everything is close to my face, and everything close to my face is stone." This is from his short but powerful poem, Moving Forward. Sometimes the world feels that way, doesn't it? When you scroll through your feed, the images of weddings, baby announcements, and effortless bliss, they're held so close to your face that they become a wall. They begin to block out the sun. They eclipse the luminosity of your own light. They make you feel like you are buried underneath the weight of everyone else's joy. Everything is close to your face, and everything close to your face is stone. But Rilke didn't stay in the stone. He didn't remain there. He knew that the only way out was through. You aren't being crushed by these images. You are the ore beyond them, being refined into something more precious than gold. You are pushing through the flint, the layers, so that when you finally break the surface, you are tempered, courageous, glistening, and ready for the light. Stones, cellars, depth. I now want to talk about soil. Together, we're in a season of ripening. In order to ripen, to mature, and ultimately to flower, the soil must be good. Think of your life not as an open public field across which any Tom, Dick, or Harry can trundle, but as a private, walled garden, what the medievals called a hortus conclusus, from Latin, an enclosed garden. This is your sanctuary, over which you alone are in control. By your command, its gates are opened. By your command, they're closed. Now, while the gates are closed, you are not idly, passively waiting. No. You are cultivating. You are reading great books to sharpen and expand your mind. You are working out at the gym to keep your body fit and strong. You are nourishing yourself with wholesome foods and enjoying the company of supportive loved ones. And these are the acts of a master gardener. You are tending to your soul. You are planting the hedges of your boundaries and nurturing the flowers of your virtue. Deep within your soul rests a seed, although in truth it's anything but restful. All throughout the winter, unseen by those above who know not what is buried in the earth, the seed is active. It's vital. It's finding nutrients. It's busy assimilating minerals. It's erecting the strong scaffolding, the roots upon which a flower, gosh, an entire vineyard will soon grow. In fact, yes, I think I see it. It is, at long last, starting to push through. A little stem is visible. But mind you, it isn't pushing through to find an owner, to be chopped down before it can even spread its leaves. pushing through to claim its own space in the sun. Ask yourself, and in answering, do be honest. Is my garden a place in which I truly wish to dwell? Or is it an empty lot I'm hoping someone else will occupy and fix? Focus on the cultivation of your soul, and you'll no longer be a beggar standing at the iron gates of the dating market. You'll become the sovereign of your estate. You'll realize that your life is blooming as we speak, and that the joy is in the cultivation. When the right guy finally arrives at your gate, he shouldn't find a woman looking out through the bars with longing, with yearning, with eyes of wearied desperation. He should find instead a woman so deeply engaged in the beauty of her own creation that he realizes he is the one who must be worthy of an invitation to step inside. Breathe in that cool cellar air one last time. You are not late. You are not forgotten. No. You are on deep time. You are a winter seed, gathering minerals and strength day by day. You are a fine vintage, rounding off the tannins of wisdom. When you open your eyes and return to the world of clocks and calendars and clamors, take this stillness with you. You no longer need to reach irritably after love. You are the prize. You are the ripening. You are the gold in the cracks. So stand up with the dignity of a woman who knows her value is increasing with every passing hour. You are ready. You are whole.